Yo, what's going on, everyone? I'm your host, Joe Mambu. I am here with my boy Pat and my big dog Q. What's going on, man? Glad to have y'all with me. This is episode 131, and we're basically talking about Steph Curry legacy. If you don't know, Steph Curry been going on a tear the past week. Just dropped 47 against the Celtics in a losing effort. But Steph Curry been putting up some numbers. He passed Wilt Chamberlain by dropping 21 in the first quarter to lead the all-time scoring list for the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry been on the tear. But before we talk about Steph Curry, I do want to discuss Trevor Lawrence, and that's the other topic in today's show. For those, everybody should know Trevor Lawrence right now, but for those who don't know, he's the projected #1 overall draft pick for this upcoming draft in the NFL. He's going to the Jacksonville Jaguars most likely, right? He has some comments in Sports Illustrated that kind of question his leadership, his competitive edge, and basically he was saying he felt like he could walk away from the game of football. He doesn't really need the game of football. And his father echoed those sentiments, saying that Trevor is beyond, he loves football. Right now I feel like Trevor loves the game of football, but he said he's willing to walk away at any time. Now, if I'm the Jacksonville Jaguars, what I'm thinking is that's a red flag, at least for me, right? I'm not ownership of the GM. So obviously he has the talent. He went 34-2 as a starter in Clemson. He beat Alabama in his freshman year in Clemson. The guy's a big on talent. He's since 1979, he's the most hyped quarterback behind Elway, Luck, Peyton Manning, and Trevor Lawrence is fourth on that list since 1979. Okay. The world looks at Trevor Lawrence as a generational quarterback. The guy's 6'6", 220, can make all the throws. Throw off platform, on platform. If you're the Jacksonville Jaguars and you heard about him wanting, being able to, not having a chip on his shoulder, how would you feel as an organization? I'll start with you, Q.
I'd say he's not necessarily, he takes this seriously,
Yeah.
Because, you say you love football, but you're saying you don't need football,
Yeah.
So it's like you saying you could walk away. So, let's say, after one game, things just don't go the way you want it to go. You're just going to disappear on us, you know what I'm saying? Which is messed up, you know what I mean? But on the other hand, also, he probably could mean, I want to do other endeavors in life. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing as well.
Yeah. So, and Pat, go ahead, stay your piece, and then I'll.
What I think about it is, what's his reasons for wanting to leave football?
So it's not necessarily him wanting to leave football, but he says he doesn't need the game. Yeah, but
if that's how he feels, most football players felt like that before, about wanting to walk away from the game of football. So, yeah. Football is a very rough sport. You only have a certain amount of time that you could play football.
Yeah.
And do that. So I don't look at it as being a bad thing. Sometimes football players, they play football and they decide they don't want to play no more. So I don't look at it as it being bad. That's just what he feels. Maybe he just doesn't need football. Maybe he got other things going on for himself. So
So my question though, to get back to the question, as an organization, let's say you're the GM. Or the owner, with those comments that Trevor Lawrence stated, are you drafting him #1?
I'm still drafting him #1.
You still drafting him #1?
Drafting him #1.
Okay.
Just see how he is. Give him about a couple years, see what it is, and you reevaluate from there.
All right. What about you? You gonna pick him
probably
up?
the best quarterback right now coming out of college. I'd just say now you might just want to consider what you'd be paying him. At least,
Yeah. Well, as a #1, he's going to get that high rookie scale. Yeah. But I get what you're saying. Well, I guess after 4 years, coming to that, that beyond that rookie contract, you kind of got to look. I don't know. As a GM, I would be a little bit troubled, right? Because, like I said, John Elway, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. One of them didn't pan out so well. Andrew Luck, great quarterback,
He was a great quarterback,
Yeah.
but he decided he just didn't want to play anymore.
And he retired
he
early.
retired. He was what, 30?
He was 29 when he retired.
Jesus, I didn't.
I think he retired on time.
See, at
I
least
think-
be 30.
Yeah, I think he went out on time.
Yeah.
You know, what it is, but, you know, that's just me.
Yeah. So my thing is this, right? I look at Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback, right? At least in the collegiate level, right? I look at the Andrew Luck situation, and I'm like, listen, they don't get this young man some help. There's a reason why he's the number one. He's projected to be the number one overall pick. He's supposed to basically be the savior of the franchise. Now, it could be a situation like we've seen with the Jets, right? Where Sam Darnold was the number 3 overall pick a few years ago. Never really got that O-line situated, and they got rid of him. Now, I don't say that to say that will be the same situation with Trevor Lawrence. I think he has a little bit more clout coming in than Sam Darnold did. Definitely more than Sam Darnold did. But if you don't get him an O-line and he gets his ass beat, you know what I'm saying? There'll be a strong likelihood of him retiring early like Andrew Luck, right?
Yeah,
because the thing was, Andrew Luck got beat down, right? And we see the same thing. I think Cam came in the year before Andrew Luck as the number 1 pick.
Yes, he did.
And look at Cam now, right? Like Cam basically was an MVP, was voted best player in the league at one point, and now he's just an afterthought in where is he at? New England, right? So this is the thing. When you have these young guys who come in who's with this stout talent, you have to craft so first of all, you got to give them some receivers, which Jacksonville, they do have decent receivers. But you have to give this guy an O-line, right? Because it could be the Andrew Luck situation all over again. I feel like year 10, he doesn't get the help he needs, he walks away from the game, right? So so the comments from Trevor Lawrence, and I'll give it to you. He said, "It's not like I need football for my life to be okay. I want to do it because I want to be the best I can be. I want to maximize my potential. Who wouldn't want to? Right. You kind of waste it if you don't." So he is a hard worker. But the problem with that statement, I look at it is what happened when you don't like football? Because football on the from Pop Warner, high school, collegiate level is completely different because now when you go to the NFL, it's a business.
Yeah.
How much is he going to like it? And you hear a lot of players say that they don't like the game once they get to the professional level because it is a business, right? Allen Iverson dealt with that, with his time. He loved the city of Philly, but it was just time for him to go. So, this is a problem that happens across the board. And I'm not saying that Trevor Lawrence is necessarily looking for an out or even has an out. What I'm saying is that there could be a time where he gets a myriad of injuries and he's just like, yo, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? He got his wife, Marissa. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Trevor Lawrence has some cachet to, end up being like Tony Romo in the booth or something. Even if it's like on the NCAA, like how Tim Tebow did.
Yeah.
Just being a broadcaster for the game.
Right.
I will say this, though. The fact that he doesn't have a chip on his shoulder, right? So let's talk about the positive of that now. The fact that he doesn't have a chip on his shoulder, I feel like he's more even-keeled, right? He talked about the semifinal playoff game in which he lost, and he felt like he said that he felt like he could do everything that he did in that game. When you're a quarterback, especially in the NFL, you can't focus on your mistakes. You can't focus on your losses. You have to obviously study tape, get better. So in that right, I feel like he may be a great first-round pick. It's really, at this point, you're just questioning his desire for the game as he continues his NFL career. You know what I mean? Because you look at some greats, you're like, greats are obsessed, right?
Yeah.
To a certain degree. Kobe, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady's talking about ring number 8. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kobe Bryant. Like, it's an obsession, And I look at it like, there has to be that, like there's a psycho Tom, might have to be a psycho Trevor, and that's what people are looking to see. But I mean, listen, the guy can make all the throws, and he's 34-2 as a starter, right? We just got to see. The NFL pressure is a little bit different than the collegiate pressure.
Yeah.
And we just have to.
Also, the NFL is more of a throwing league, more of a passing league, when college is more of a running league.
Yeah. So you're saying yes, number one. Yeah, number one. I'm saying I hear you, but I would still pick him number one, but I would question that other contract down the line, just to see, because he ain't get hit by NFL linebackers, or, tackles and whatnot just yet. So we got to see if that desire is still there. So the next thing I want to talk about is Steph Curry. My man is on the tear. Currently, Warriors sitting at number 9th in the West, so that's the play-in tournament, which Mark Cuban's not a fan of because his team is sitting a little bit lower. Actually, what are the Dallas?
I think they're in 10th place.
What is the Dallas sitting at right now?
They're in 8th. No, 7th. I think they're 7th.
They're 7th. Yeah, they're 7th
yeah.
right now. So they don't like the play-in tournament because there's a chance that they may just get bumped out. I like the play-in tournament because it's like a collegiate type of style, and it makes the game interesting, especially in the 72 shortened season. But how do you when I say Steph Curry, what do you think about?
My opinion, he's the second best point guard of all time after Magic Johnson.
Okay.
And the greatest shooter of all time.
So you put him better than? Well, obviously you do because you said second. You think he's better than Isaiah?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Wow.
Jason Kidd?
Yeah, Jason Kidd is my favorite point guard, but
Yeah.
Jason Kidd is not even like top 10 in point guards to me.
Damn, who you? Okay, we'll come back to that. But what about you? When I say Steph Curry, what do you think about?
Man, probably greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah.
Would I say greatest point guard of all time? I would say maybe he's in the top 10, roughly.
Well, yeah, that's
the top 10. I'm like,
yeah.
Top 10. I mean, he just continues to year in, year out, just like stuff that he does is just like insane.
Yeah.
Like, just, I mean, Steph Curry just has me for loss of words sometimes. I'm just like, this guy is just so like can hit a 3-point shot from half court and makes it look like,
Yeah, he's got in the gym range.
And I'm like, how do you even have the strength, the strength that you have to like, to chuck up those types of shots? Like,
Well, Steph got his grown man, but I don't know if people realize Steph the past, like he came back looking really strong.
He did, but he just doesn't even look like a dude that's like, that could be a big dude or like, that could look like that. I'm like, just stuff that I see that in him do, I'm just like, man, that's just like so crazy. Like,
so I would ask this, right? If you look at Steph Curry, I know we said obviously he's top 10 point guard. Obviously, you put him at number 2, and you put him where?
Man, there's just so many like.
There's a lot of great guards.
I can't even put him like 1, 2, 3. Like, it's guys that I would say like AI, Jason Kidd, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
I put him in that top 10, like easy.
So,
I can't even put him at a number. It's just.
So would you? Okay, so we know Steph Curry top 10 point guard of all time. Where would you? Do you think he's a top 10 player of all time?
Wow. Nah, I don't think so. I wouldn't
Top
say
10 player.
that.
Top 10
say
player.
that.
Okay.
Oh man, I can't even put that. Probably
Well,
like,
Kobe's number 1.
I put him maybe like top 100.
Oh,
Top 100. Like,
come on, Pat.
top 100, but it's just there's so many guys that are so good.
Obviously, dog. He's,
Like, there's so many guys that are so
he
good.
said
Like,
top 100. I was like, so this is not even a question. He probably top 20 of all time.
top 20. Would I say top 20?
You want to put him top 20?
Yeah, I put him top 20. Yeah, I put him top 20.
Yeah. So my thing is, man, we know Steph right now. He played a crazy game against the Celtics, dropping 47, and I think he was like 11-19 or whatever. I'll get the stats, but when I look at Steph Curry, right? When I hear the name Steph Curry, now you know I haven't always been the biggest fan.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I don't hate the guy, but I'm not a big fan of him. This season, I kind of respect what he's going. And it's funny, right? Because there was a post I saw on social media comparing this Steph to Kobe, right? You know, obviously the 10 consecutive games hitting 30 plus or more. You know, he tied Kobe on that fact. But I look at it like this is like a la to Kobe in like 2000, you know, without his first 2 seasons without Shaq.
Yeah.
Right?
Those
Because
are some crazy years.
his number, he was
Looking back on that, I was
But I don't
05,
think
06, 06,
Curry's
07.
on Kobe's level from that time.
Of course not.
You know?
Of course not. We know that. We know that. But what I'm saying is, you look at it, you know, he doesn't have the talent right now. You know, he got Mr. Triple Single and Draymond Green. I like the Andrew. I like the Andrew pickup because it's like he can be the 3rd or 4th option. All right, he doesn't have to live up to that number 1 pick. I like the Kelly Oubre. I don't know, is Kelly Oubre even playing?
I don't.
They also had James Wiseman. I think he.
Yeah, James Wiseman. But James Wiseman, I think he's injured.
They actually had 2 number 1 picks though on that team. Yeah, James Wiseman. No, James Wiseman number 2, right? Wait, did he go number 1?
No, I think he was number 1.
Number 1?
Yeah, I don't remember. He was a top pick, but.
That's all right.
But James Wiseman is injured right now. But Curry's not playing with his full, his full entourage.
Yeah, definitely not.
But what he's doing, having them sit at number 9, is amazing. Because you know the West is style. You look at the West right now, right? Utah, you believe in them?
Yeah, they got a squad, man. They hooping. I'm not saying they're gonna win the championship, but I think they could at least make the conference finals.
Yeah. Conference finals?
I don't know.
So right now,
got a squad, man.
They just don't seem like they're battle tested like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I do believe in them.
And ain't Donovan Mitchell is injured now?
He is?
I think he
you
is.
talking about Jamal Murray?
No, Jamal Murray.
Jamal
Murray's
Murray's definitely injured, yeah.
So let's look at the 1 to 8, right? You got Utah, Phoenix, Clippers, Denver, who doesn't have Jamal.
Yeah.
The Lakers, who are playing without AD and LeBron, right? Those guys are slated to come back. Portland Trailblazers, right? Dallas Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies. So right now, it would be Utah versus. Well, I don't even know.
I think that team is probably even matched. Even
Utah and Memphis?
Yeah, because they're 1 and 8, but it's like.
And Memphis got a lot of good young pieces, but right now.
But I'd say Utah would beat them in like 5 games.
5?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Utah would beat them in like 5 games.
I have to see. We have to wait till playoffs. So
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you right now what team I think may go to the Western Conference Finals.
Cool.
The Suns.
Well,
I
that's
think
that
the
Chris
Suns.
Paul effect.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what it is.
He should be MVP.
I think the Suns. I think the Clippers. They're good, but playoff P is doing regular season things like he always do. But I need to see it in the playoff. You know what I'm saying? And Kawhi's always gonna be Kawhi. We got to see how Rondo affects that team in the playoffs because Rondo's IQ is off the charts. But listen, man, when we talk about if Golden State can make it into the play, even get out the first round with this squad, it would make me look at Steph a little bit different, right? Because you look at like the championship rings that he got. When he won the first one with just that trio, I was like, oh, okay. Even though K-Love and Kyrie weren't there, LeBron still took him to 6 games with Mozgov being the second best player. I think that was really impressive, but the impact that Curry has on the game as a 6'3" guard, to me, it's like, all right,
he's literally changed the game.
Yeah, like you look at game changes in the history of the game, you know what I'm saying? It's like Jordan, obviously, right? The flash and the power behind his dunks.
And before Jordan, there wasn't guards scoring like that.
You know what I'm saying? And then you turn around, you have Kobe who emulates that. You got LeBron who comes and changes the game. But even before LeBron, you had Allen Iverson, where before, most of the time you had guards. When you look at the guards before Iverson, like Isaiah Thomas or Tim Hardaway, right? the dribble was tight. It was in between the lines. What made Iverson different, I know, he's a point guard, eventually moved to a shooting guard, but he was 6 feet, quote unquote, right? Iverson would dribble on the outside, you know what I'm saying, and shimmy and just catch you. So Iverson, and then he even changed the game where they was like, nah, you, to the point, like off the court, how you dress now, Iverson is the sole reason.
Yeah. They changed the rules.
They changed the rules. So you look at that, and then you turn around and you look at Steph Curry, and I don't think people realize the impact that Steph. Yes, from the 3-point stance, like kids in the park shooting threes. Even like when I play ball now, I'm taking a little bit more threes than I normally would take when I was younger. Before it was like I geared more towards fadeaways or playing. We played together. Yeah. We played together a bunch of times, you know what I mean? In Canarsie, Brooklyn. But you know what I'm saying? But you know how I used to play. It was all fadeaways, it was closer to the basket. And obviously that's how they teach you how to shoot.
Right.
But you got kids, and they now all Steph Curry, so sometimes they jack up a shot, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like...
And some of them can't even make... They don't even have the strength to even make that type
of...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's from the standpoint of the three, but there's another aspect of the game, and people not really giving Steph Curry credit for that, and I think it's the positionless basketball. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like... You either 3 or D, or you're just positionless, right? And I think Steph Curry attributed to that because what Steph Curry was able to do, he was able to open the floor tremendously, right? Where you're not just defending against high pick and rolls or things in the paint or in the post, right? Because when Steph Curry impacted the game so much that before it was like, playing them 94 feet because then they would run to the basket for a layup. Like, now it's like, soon as he steps, not next to on the logo, you have to guard up because he can shoot that. And then obviously there's other guards like Damian Lillard, who is not as good as Steph, but, logo Lillard could shoot out of gym. You know what I mean? You got a lot of these guys doing it. You see Devin Booker do it, John Morant do it. You see other guys do it. Even Kyrie sometimes I see, shoot. So the impact that Steph has had on the game is tremendous. I know the knock on him is that he never won a Finals MVP. Iguodala won one, Kevin Durant won the other two, obviously.
He definitely should have got it for the first one.
He should have got it for the first one, but they said Iguodala locked down LeBron. LeBron averages.
Locked down LeBron.
Yeah, he's still average. I think he's still average.
Yeah, but that's just the NBA, just being stupid.
Right.
Because I get reporters has a say because they can be more objective, but I feel like with these awards is always a narrative, right? There's always a narrative, like even like with the MVP. This season, before LeBron got injured, the narrative was, well, he's 36, and look at what he's doing. It's like, to me, that's not fair, right? To me, it's like, how's your numbers? What is your PER? How are you affecting the game on both sides of the ball? Yeah. If you miss a certain amount of games, you shouldn't be considered for MVP, right?
Yes.
So this is why LeBron is out. This is why Kawhi is never in it. You know what I'm saying? Joel Embiid has missed 15 games, but he's coming back and he's doing his thing, leaving off where, taking off where he left off. You know what I'm saying? And then, so this is another question. Right? I know we're going up top of the list. Who do you think should be MVP this season?
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
I think Chris Paul.
Okay.
For what he's done with the Suns and just like, I see like like everywhere he goes, like, there have always been contending teams with every team that he's gone to. So, I mean, I don't think he's never won an MVP before, right?
No, he's never won.
I think it's just his impact on the game, his leadership. I think man should deserve MVP. I think that's to me at least.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know, man. There's so many people to pick from, but.
Yeah.
If I did have to choose one, I'd probably say Giannis. Probably.
Giannis is he's averaging close to his MVP numbers. But because it is that narrative part, right? That the voters look at.
Yeah.
First of all, they're not giving a foreign player 3 MVP. Like, you're not going back to back to back. I don't think that's happening. Yeah. The guys I look at right now, and because it's a shortened season, 72 games, they've been there the entire time. I'm looking at Damian Lillard, and I'm looking at Nikola Jokic.
Yeah,
right?
Those are 2 guys I'd also consider.
Yeah.
What's their record? What's Denver's record?
I think Denver's sitting at number 3 right now. I'll let you know real quick.
Yeah, Denver's definitely one of the best teams.
Denver's sitting at number 4, and the Portland Trailblazers are sitting at number 6.
6, and where's Phoenix?
Phoenix is number 2.
Yeah, it's 2.
I say Chris Paul. Chris Paul deserves it. Yeah, I think because I think you also got to reward winning as well. Like if you're to me at least, if your team MVP to me, it's like, what have you done for your team?
Yeah.
Like if your team got way better because of you in it.
Oh yeah. I agree with that.
Nikola Jokic, I think he's gonna become MVP.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think he will.
Yeah.
I think Chris Paul, like, he's been doing this for a long, long time.
Yeah. And to that, I would consider that because it's the most. So it gets confusing because this is the most valuable player in the league or the most valuable to the team. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes that's where the award get mixed up. I think if Chris Paul win it, it would be akin to what Steve Nash won. You know what I mean? In Phoenix. Phoenix was hot.
Yeah.
And it's just ironic. He plays for Phoenix now. Yeah. But I think he should be considered for MVP. I don't necessarily think he's in the running. I would put Damian over him. But that's a good point that you made. Because Phoenix was hot in the bubble. They won 8-0 in the bubble. And it seems like again, they took off where they left off. Especially now with the addition of Chris Paul, Devin Booker. We see him on YouTube yelling about not getting double teams. He get double teamed all season. So Chris Paul is able to alleviate some of that.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about Chris? I mean, and you said who for you? Giannis?
Yeah, I'd say Giannis.
How long has Chris Paul been in the league now?
Since 2005.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember him in 2K8. He was a monster.
Yeah, he was on the cover of that.
Yeah. I used to kill people with Chris Paul. He was a little 6-foot guard, just dunking on people, and you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So my thing is, we put in like point, and this is the thing because it is a positionless game, and Steph has attributed to this. Are we putting Steph over Chris Paul as best point guard? Like just point guard wise.
Point guard wise.
I mean, as far as like the way you're supposed to play the position of point guard, I'd say Chris Paul is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It gets confusing because now it's all this positionless basketball, right? Because in a sense, could LeBron be considered a point guard? Like now, I know we classify him as a point forward, just like Draymond Green, but I look at, because it's positionless basketball, now when it comes to this rating system of best point guard, best shooting guard, it's like in today's NBA, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? Can you just play at least 3 positions?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's, Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. I'm not going to put that. But playing the game of being a point guard, if you're going to do it just based off his listing, yeah, because, you go on 2K, he's point guard / shooting guard. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But I don't know. As playing the game of point, Chris Paul is amazing, dog. Because what he's doing at, 35 right now?
Yeah, something like that.
So on the Suns, you remember people thought he was washed. Houston, his time in Houston, you would believe that he was washed. He went to OKC, made them better. Didn't they beat the Rockets?
Nah,
no, they lost.
Almost
They
did.
almost beat the Rockets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look what he's doing with the Suns.
Yeah,
Miles Bridges, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. And he just got dudes eating. He been doing this since Tyson Chandler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Every
listen.
team that he's been on, they all got better.
Yeah.
The only thing that was an exception was probably Houston, where he probably had
Well, that's because James Harden was a little selfish.
Yeah.
But listen, on that note, Pat, I want to thank you for coming in. Q, always a pleasure, man. You got to be here more often, man, so we can do this. And if you don't know, Q be writing some dope stuff on the Facebook blog and whatnot. Big Sean, he ain't here today, but he's always contributing with some dope topics. And if you want to, suggest some topics, make sure to hit us up at our email at lbrstalk@gmail.com. There's some stuff that's coming along, and I'll let you guys all know about that in future episodes. And you guys enjoy your Sunday. And that's another episode in the bag. So peace.
What?